Hi guys, DK388, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how I moved the pendant light fitting above the in the dining room. How I moved it from this to that. So we extended it and we rotated it 90 degrees. So step one is the planning. So positioning the dining table to the sort of location, ideal location. I marked out the centre of the table and then mirrored the dimensions of that onto the ceiling, so you can see here across, and then they mirrored copied the dimensions of the fitting, which I think is about 400 by 70 mil, centre of the dining table to the ceiling. So I've just marked that out on the outline, to see it very faintly. So that's the position. Originally, when we moved in, that was the original position of the light fitting, but since we've sort of moved the space around in the dining table, so hence the light fitting needs to be moved accordingly. So the plan is to use some surface mounted conduits and extend the sort of supply cable about 600 mil to a new position, obviously rotating the fitting as well 90 degrees. So that's the plan, and just measuring it out so it all works out. I'm just using a laser line just to help, just to mark it out as well. So step two is to explore the existing connections. So we're just going to open up the fitting cover by unscrewing loosening 2 screws at the end and exposing the internals. So you can see the actual brackets is held on to the ceiling by 4 screws, and then we've got the supply cable coming down from the ceiling. So it looks like a twin and earth setup, and it's neutral, live and earth on a simple connector block. So jumping onto Toolstation's website, this is buying all the components that I need. So I've got a junction box and the lid. So that's going to house the new connection with the connection strip, which I'll just bring up in the search. So it's a connector strip, a 5 amp, and it's on offer as well, which is a bonus. And then you can cut these to size, so we only need 3 blocks. So I'll just add that to the basket. And next bit is we need some conduit, some 20 mil. This comes in 2 meters, but we only need about 600. So I'll add that to the basket, and we've got some spare. And then we need a pair of spacer bar saddles to secure the conduit to the ceiling, so I'll add a couple of them. I've already got some offcuts of twin and earth cable from a previous electrical video I did in the loft, but now I'm going to make a timber mattress for the light fitting to fix onto. So I've just done it slightly bigger than the fitting, so about 450 long, so about 50 mil longer, and then just sanding it down, taking all the furs off, and then using the black spray paint plastic coat to give it a once over to match the fitting. So now we're ready to remove the existing fitting and just disconnect the supply and the consumer unit. And obviously if you're not competent with electrics, so best getting someone in to do this for you. Since we've already opened up in the previous video, we know what we need to do, so there's no surprises. I'm just using the ladder just to take the strain of the actual bar fitting, and then I'm just removing the 4 screws for the ceiling bracket. Now I've been to Toolstation and collected the junction box, just need to put a 10 mil hole. I'll just slowly using the drill bit, just make a 10 mil hole, and then using a file just to take off any sharp edges, just to smooth it off a bit, and feed that through to the existing supply cable, just using a bit of masking tape just to hold it up while I connect and terminate the supply end using the connector strips. Again, if you're not familiar with electrics, best getting someone in to do this for you. And then I fitted one of the saddle bars in the existing holes, and then now I'm just sort of filling in and drilling out the existing holes. Now I'm just marking out the second position of the saddle bar for the second fixing, and then I'm cutting my conduit to length, and then just sanding off the ends and taking any burrs. Here I'm just marking off the brackets fittings onto the timber mattress, and then I'm sort of drilling out very crudely a entry hole for the supply cable, for the extension supply cable. And here I'm using masking tape to hold it up and pilot drilling the mattress and the ceiling, then going back and drilling out using a bigger drill bit and plugging it so all the holes would line up, and just widening the holes in the mattress as well to receive the screws. And then now I'm just fitting the mattress and the bracket to the ceiling and feeding the conduit through the extension cable. As you can see, this is a bit of an update. So the timber mattress and the brackets are all screwed in with the 4 screws, and I've got my secret cable run, and that's going to be hidden inside the light fitting. And then that's the conduit, that's hidden inside. So it's got a bit of a semi-industrial look to it. And then in here, I'm going to terminate the extension cable to the supply cable, and then that bit's going to connect onto the connector block inside the light fitting, which I'll do in this time lapse. So all that connector block hides inside that neat little junction box once I put the lid on it. And here, just do my checks, make sure everything's all nice and tight. All my neutrals connecting to neutral and everything's connecting in the right place. Just doing it a once over, and then I'm ready to fit the fitting onto the bracket itself to hook it on. So I've terminated the junction box as well, and then tightening the screws, and now ready to power up. And there we go. This took me about an afternoon, probably about 4 hours to do in the afternoon from start to finish. And now I'm just going to enjoy my pizza, and thanks for watching.